Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? Ryan the Mighty Quinn here, the cornerman underscore MMA. Great fight just announced between former UFC featherweight champion, one of the most beloved fighters of all time, Max Holloway against Arnold Allen. So, wow. So we got 1-4 in the world, the featherweight division, as far as contenders are concerned. This is a nice little appetizer with the division almost being held up, so to speak, with the Volk and the super fight with Volk and Islam coming up for the lightweight belt. So I'm really all into this. Arnold coming off the win over Calvin Qatar in a couple months ago. Max coming off the loss to Volk. So this is going to be great. Clearly, I mean, I think it's kind of tough to give Max a title shot again after if he wins this fight. Maybe he is Max Holloway, but Arnold Allen for sure title fight if he pulls this off. So let's dig into it. Strengths and weaknesses. Striking. This is going to be such a banger. I usually like to have this stuff planned out before. I can't even think. I'm going to go with Allen on this. Just I like the way he boxes, the way he mixes things up a little bit. He's a little bit less predictable. We're going to get into that to figure things out on in a striking exchange. So I'm going to lean towards Allen here. The wrestling, I'm going to go with Allen as well, only because we haven't really seen Max really effectively wrestle. We've seen him try to a couple times. So I'm going to go with Allen as well. Allen's a little bit younger. He's more of a little bit of a well-rounded mixed martial artist. So I'm going to guess he's got a little bit better wrestling. But the ground, I'm going to go to Max. We have seen Max pull off submissions both off his back, off his on top. So I got Max on the ground. So I think that's just everything comes to fruition. Everyone's standing on their feet. So let's break it down. How does Max pull this off? All right. Max is very well known for coming forward hard, showing that heart, showing that toughness and grit, trying to really score on you with both some body shots, body kicks up front. Sorry. Swallowed a hair. I got water here. So he could still do that here, just not 100% of the round. What do I mean by that? Okay. We used to see Max a little bit less selective when it came to plotting forward. He was just blitzkrieg in your face, trying to knock you out. Tough to do against Arnold Allen. He's got very good both offense and counter offense. However, if you go back and watch some of Arnold's last fights, he's got a very deliberate reset in his pattern when he's feeling things out. He's feinting, he's moving his head, but then he's got a very deliberate reset where he just kind of backs up on his heels a little bit to shake it out. I think that's Max's window to score and score big. It's only a couple seconds, but at that level, a couple seconds might as well be an hour. So I think that's when Max needs to look for. He needs to strike. I don't want to say inconvincingly. He needs to throw strikes with just kind of like not a whole lot of conviction behind them. Just really keep Arnold moving to force him to get that reset, and then open up with that blitzkrieg style to throw a body kick on the way out, and then moving in his own right, resetting, and then throw that stuff just to keep Allen covering up, going to that reset and score with the kick, score with the big punches. I think that's how he wins this. I think he lands those combinations within that reset that Arnold Allen shows. That's what I'm doing if I'm Max. Now, if I'm Arnold, I'm going to try to bully Max. I just think that Arnold Allen's a little bit more athletic than Max. I think that he's got a little more pep in his step. I would really try to force Max on his heels here. I love the way he comes forward. Kicks will be there, but I love the way he comes forward with the 1-2s and the body punches. I love the angles that he's got off his left hands. He's got a really great, instead of just throwing straight left, he's got really good angles with his punches. Mix that in, head up top. Keep Max on his heels. Then when he's against the fence, really unload and drop the damage. That's how I'm doing it. So I'm going to do that forward pressure for Arnold Allen. And I'm going to do like the Matador almost for Holloway. We get a little bit older. We got to change up our game a little bit. throw a little bit to try to make him reset, and then whether he comes in, circle out. That's the Matador. You could score off of that, or that's kind of a little later. But force that reset to score. Okay, force that reset to score. False aggression early on to convincing aggression. That's how I'm doing it if I'm Max, and I'm just going to steamroll if I'm Arnold Allen. Now, Plan B: if Max is losing this fight, it's because he's not able to score. I think he's getting peppered. He's so tough. I don't really think he's going to be getting dropped a whole lot, but I mean that doesn't mean anything. I feel like that he's getting peppered in this fight. So what does he have to do to mix it up? If this is happening, it's because Arnold's kind of having his way with the striking. So Max is going to have to just punch with him, move his head, just punch with his looping punches in his own right. You know, try to get inside and clinch, throw some elbows, throw some knees off the punches. How many times have you seen a Thai boxer? They throw punches, they throw the punch, and the Thai boxer comes inside with that clinch. Work stuff like that and try to just chew up the clock to reset, and then eventually punch with him. Be counteroffensive. That's how it's going to be. He's going to go from unconvict, non-conventional. I don't know the word, to counteroffensive. That's going to be his plan B because he can't find the window to time that reset. Now, if I'm Arnold, I think that I'm wrestling. If I'm losing this fight because I'm Arnold Allen, it's because Max is finding his way in. He is finding those small windows to strike, to land some even cuts. Max just make things so brutal. So what am I going to do with Arnold? He has a really good feint. I'm going to feint, and then I'm going to be a little bit throwing the empty punches and stuff, putting stuff behind it, but not really. Waiting for Max to come in to time the takedown and shoot underneath that forward pressure that Max does so heavily. So I'm going to switch up from Arnold Allen. I'm going to switch up from that steamrolling boxing going forward to feinting, throwing some punches to try to score a little bit, to get my opponent annoyed, to rush in and shoot underneath and try to take him down and chew out the clock. So that's what I got, guys. It's a great fight to look forward to. 1-4 in the world. That could all change too by April. Clearly a number one contender fight. Great fight to have on ESPN Plus. That's going to be on a fight night. I love what they've been doing with the fight nights lately. If you like what you saw, please like, subscribe, and share. I got more videos coming up talking about gym stories as well as other fight announcement breakdowns for the UFC. Talk to you later.